You could really talk about his influence in a couple of different ways, both good and bad.
Reuters Federal Reserve correspondent Howard Schneider says Alan Greenspan, the former chair of the U.S. Central Bank who died Monday at the age of 100, helped shape a generation of American economic policy. He held the role from August 1987 to January 2006 and left a lasting impact on the U.S. economy.
He saw a lot, several presidential administrations, coming out of the Volcker inflation, the great inflation of the 1970s and 1980s, through 9/11, through the computer revolution in the 90s, and into the housing crisis.
His first test came in his first few months on the job with a crisis on Wall Street.
Black Friday, 1987, October 1987, when the stock market crashed 20%. He was very quick to put out a statement saying, we are the source of liquidity and we will provide liquidity as needed. Now, this was at a moment where people were wondering how far this would go, how much damage it would do to the U.S. economy. And things rebounded pretty quickly from there, partly because of what they call the Greenspan put. He used the power of the central bank's ability to lend money into the system as it was intended.
Greenspan oversaw the second largest economic expansion in U.S. history, an uninterrupted decade of growth from March 1991 to March 2001. His decision to let the economy run despite pressure to raise interest rates against an inflation threat that never materialized helped foster years of U.S. prosperity and earned him rock star status as an economic maestro. But when the housing price bubble that had grown during his final 4 years in office finally burst, it savaged his once stellar reputation, along with the global economy.
When the housing market in the U.S. started to take off in the early 2000s, he said, well, look, prices rise. If they rise too much, people will come in and start shorting that market and bring it back down. And ultimately, if there's froth today, there won't be froth tomorrow. We don't have to worry about this. It's not going to be a national bubble or a national problem. Well, boy, he eventually came in and acknowledged, yeah, that was wrong. That was a flaw in my thinking.
Greenspan's shadow loomed large over the first Fed news conference under new chair Kevin Warsh, who referenced him several times in his remarks and released a post-monetary policy meeting statement that was 130 words long. That is one of the shortest since Greenspan released his first post-meeting statement in 1994, coming in at just 99 words.